Hi, my name is Derek Chambers, and I'm assisting the National Park Service deliver training for water and wastewater operators. I'm a retired U.S. Public Health Service engineer and also a certified water and wastewater operator. Today, we're going to learn about how to collect a water sample to test for compounds known as per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances, or PFAS, pronounced PFAS. First, what are PFAS and why are we testing for them? PFAS are a large family of man-made fluorinated chemicals that have been used for decades in industrial processes, firefighting foams, and consumer products. These compounds last a long time, don't break down easily, and are therefore very persistent in the environment. People are exposed to these compounds through food packaging, textiles, electronics, personal hygiene products, consumer products, hair, soils, and drinking water. Studies have indicated that if consumed, PFAS compounds can accumulate in the body over time and result in adverse health effects. How could PFAS have gotten into drinking water? PFAS may be present in the groundwater or surface water if, say, firefighting foam containing PFAS was used near those water sources. As of March 2022, PFAS are not regulated as a drinking water contaminant at the federal level, although individual states and territories have started to set enforcement maximum contaminant levels, or MCLs, for specific PFAS compounds. Since PFAS has not been a regulated drinking water contaminant, not much is known about the prevalence of PFAS in drinking water systems across the nation. In late January 2022, the Department of Interior issued a memo directing all DOI bureaus and offices to conduct an initial PFAS screening of on-site drinking water sources. This memo says that, quote, DOI locations that supply on-site drinking water, i.e. not municipal water, and are regulated under the Safe Drinking Water Act from sources such as wells, springs, surface water, shall perform an initial analysis for PFAS by the end of calendar year 2022, due December 31st, 2022. So basically, the DOI wants to find out if there is PFAS present in the drinking water for the water systems that it is responsible for operating and maintaining to protect the health of their employees and visitors. So that is why you may be sampling your water system for PFAS, to find out if it is there or not. We will discuss what happens if PFAS is detected in your water system a little later in this presentation. You may be wondering, why do you need additional training to collect these samples for PFAS analysis? You probably already collect water samples for your water system. How could these samples be any different than ones you already collect? You may collect microbiological or BAC-T samples every month. You may collect nitrate samples annually. You may collect lead and copper samples once every 3 years. Each of these types of samples are collected at different locations in your water system and use different bottles and different sampling techniques. Like for BAC-T samples, the sampling tap is supposed to be flushed, but lead and copper samples are supposed to be first draw. PFAS samples have their own unique sampling requirements, which mostly revolve around avoiding cross-contamination. PFAS samples will be collected from the sample location known as the entry point to the distribution system. This is the same location that nitrate and other inorganic samples are often collected. We will discuss how to find your sample location a little later.